No balls! No count! Goddamn. Hello. So everybody, Samad here. Welcome back to part 2. Hope you guys are having a great day. What's up? You already know the deal. Talking about For Honor is like as a game. Mom's view part 2 with this, obviously, to get back on my point, because last time we left off, it was about the For Honor lore. Going back in the field for how I feel about the For Honor lore. Again, I'm going to make my entire own video about the For Honor lore, because again, it's too much big of a topic. I feel like let's be talked about in a little discussion. Got the entire video on my own with this, and technically be part 3 of the kind of For Honor review with this. But at the same time, with what I'm going to be talking about with it, obviously, again, to reiterate, there's a lot more to it, so its own video of its own to make all those play case points within the same matter of how the For Honor lore is. But in conclusion with it, it's bad overall because the structure value, the direction, how the timing is like within the form for how they set up the lore, how the lore is written and corresponded, and most importantly, there's no integrity, there's no care for how it is, and there's nothing to make the audience, your mainline player base, be intrigued about it. Most niggas don't even play the story mode. Now the story mode by itself, disconforming all different subject matter of the For Honor lore past that is fine. What I mean, more to elaborate in case that was a weird form of wording, is to take away to say subject matter with the rest of the lore and talking about that, that's fine, and some bigger things that happen after that is cool, clean. Because again, in the beginning, the For Honor lore was something that was actually intriguing, creative, considerably unique, something that holded some goodness. We felt like we were in the Spartacus zone, 300 mode, some cool feel. But the rest of it is just bad. It's not good. There's no good subject matter of it. This game does not have critique. It does not have goodness within what it is told. I feel like the people who are writing don't have good knowledge of how writing is done, or don't have any integrity. Because there's good writing format. Whoever they hired to get these people in here, I don't know how they brought them good stories in their mind. I don't know how they got into this, but it needed to be fired. Hopefully, correct me if I'm wrong if you know in the comments, the feminists, hold on, let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, the feminist director got kicked, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I only turn out the music because somebody was getting a little bit too loud, got kicked from the entire creator direction, and I think she got fully kicked from the story team. And that's good. Hopefully whoever's writing it, because the lore right now is not bad. Overall, this is bad for all accounts, say it matter for the direction, because they didn't fucking debunk that stuff. That's still a thing. So arguably, people who just want to create lore could do it. And most people create better lore than the creators. So in my opinion, depending on the form of the matter, I just say forget the lore. The lore doesn't hold no substance, and a lot of the fan base do not come to For Honor for the lore. There's no person I know alive who doesn't play For Honor and just looks for Honor for the plot. They play for the game, and if they ever do come for the plot, they come for the old plot. Because again, the female director of the story discard a lot of good subject matter and count for the same matter of how the story is directed, which is why it's bad. But to move on to my next point, is about factions. Now I love all the factions correspond with characters, but the main thing involving factions is how the factions are balanced out in comparison. Again, this is a combination, but there's more to it in the form for how they're like. I like all the factions, like I say, in combination with their characters, but this goes also into faction war. And I don't know that much about the faction war, so this is going to be short, I promise. Not trying to go on a tirade, even though I have a lot of big points that are trying to collate together, and a lot of this points that I caught based into how things are like within this video. But with the faction war, I don't know why the Wulin is not a faction that you can't select. I feel like how the faction war is set up is very weird. I feel like it can be made better, more interesting for people who care. Again, I don't know much about it, how it works. I just place troops, put the flag, do some other stuff, and be honest. And I do care about how characters win and do other stuff, and it's pretty cool that a nice protected volcano, how things are like. But the map setup with the factions is just very weird for how things are like, how things are progressing in the lore and other things that come from them and how it's like. And I don't think they need to put every new faction that comes out on the faction war table, because that's not what they should do at all, because the Wulin was not here first. The Wulin came at a whole different time. The mainline faction is knights, Vikings, and samurai that are interpoled into this. Factions more, because it's plural, because it's multiple. But the mainline faction within the form of how these factions are corresponding together within this entire game is them as a whole. But I'm just saying within this case, evolving the characters and how they are and the substance matter for how they're put into the game, I feel like either the Wulin should be put because of it being a faction that's progressing, having a bigger, higher growth. If you just want to have one main faction progressing and not having more factions be put in, then that's fine. But I just feel like how the Wulin is corresponding in the lore and the Versailles others matter for it, I feel like it would be cool if it was on the war table, in my opinion. And just to go ahead and reiterate a little bit, with the form of how I'm saying factions, the factions that come, the mainline factions are here, Knights, Vikings, Samurai, etc. And same matter for the faction that is here within the factions involving them, etc. Because you have the mainline factions, right? And I'm trying to say all around, I feel like how the Wulins come into this game should hold a better say point and form of substance matter, because I feel like the Wulin doesn't hold up anything super, but that's not necessarily a super bad thing for how it is. Next point, how it is on PS4. Me personally, for me playing on Xbox and from PC and PS4, PS4 is fine. It's not super bad. It's probably like normal console For Honor. Simple. There could be some better upgrades. Obviously, there's frame things to be taken into consideration. Latency arguable problems, even though that's not a super big problem. More progressive problem involving Xbox, and that's not a cheap jab at Xbox, because it is what it is. Some of this matter of that happens, but Xbox doesn't have the same frag capabilities like PS4. It's not in the same state of feel at all like it. So there's different things to be taken into consideration for how it's designed and incorporated together, and different things in power. With that being said as well, because with that being said, Xbox has some down benefits and some up benefits in comparison to PS4. PC obviously overrides us console players, but it's just that on PS4, for how I feel about it, I think it's a good game. It works good. It's a general fighting game, Ubisoft game, and it's fine. Just a short point. This is more of like my subjective opinion on how I feel like it is on PS4. Next topic, the big topic you guys probably wanted me to talk about, toxicity. To debunk some people that talk about toxicity with For Honor, I do not think For Honor is the most toxic game. You need to play Call of Duty, Dead by Daylight, or Overwatch, because For Honor can be toxic. I have technically had bad experiences over Overwatch, PS4 in general, and just in the same matter for how For Honor is overall. Because we have bad experiences. It's video games. And that either goes from conflict or just playing. But Overwatch, I haven't had big oversaturally bad experiences because I don't play it that much, because I already got my feel of it and it doesn't have that much content. When there's some better brewing content, maybe I will make some scale videos on it, whatever, when I feel like playing it again. But if we're talking about how the game is overall, there's better and bigger things in comparison to Overwatch with For Honor. I feel like For Honor arguably is a better directed game. Overwatch overarchingly is the more superior game for how it's like, how it was built, and I feel like it's a more creative, unique game because I fuck with it a little bit more. Y'all can have that discussion in the comments. That's besides the point. In the words of Dashie, my point is that when it comes down to how Overwatch is designed and its feel, it is a more oversaturated, toxic place. Overwatch is the source pool of toxicity. I've never played a game that has more pools of toxicity. For Honor, it can be toxic. If we're talking about the same matter for toxicity, I've had bad experiences over For Honor, but not to that form. I've had salty people. If you wanted me to give a definition for how For Honor is like, it can be toxic, like any For Honor game, like any case of multiplayer Ubisoft game. For Honor has a lot of arrogant, prideful people who doesn't get mad at For Honor. For Honor gonna make you rage sometime. If you don't get mad at For Honor, I don't see how you don't have humanity. I mean, you're gonna rile considerably with that, but your emotions are gonna rile up. This game has problems that are gonna pick at you. Niggas who play different characters, Griffin, and a bunch of people who like spam, a bunch of people that can be ridiculous to fight against, and the fact that motherfuckers will just be annoying. Excuse me for my language, I'm not even trying to curse like this, I'm just saying straight up, I think it's a very dumb point for how people say. I'm not even like mad at it, I'm just saying like in the state of subject matter with how you put toxic with For Honor and say these different points, I think is very dumb. Because if you say that For Honor is toxic, you really need to bring strong points, because a lot of time people don't, and that's the very dumb thing to me about it. People do have strong points when they do say there's some toxic messes of For Honor, and I respect them people. But the person that made the video why For Honor is trash, his reasons for why For Honor is trash involving the toxic sense or the community is very biased, one-sided, and ignorant to me, because he has a lack of knowledge and accounts for other games in comparison. I feel like if you're going to talk about what something is, you always have to be open-minded to ever say a comparison with a case for how different things are like informed for how the game could be. Because saying that it is like that, I really just don't agree with. I think that is just blatantly wrong overall, because again, there are different games that hold a bigger case of toxicity. To again reiterate, if you wanted me to classify all these unstated games in comparison to For Honor with a name that defines toxicity or whatever the case may be, I would say For Honor is one of the most saltiest games, because people got big barrels of salt. Overwatch is a source pool of toxicity. Dead by Daylight can be toxic. It is arguably more overarchingly entitled. They have one of the most entitled fan bases of video games I have seen in my life. Alright? Overwatch, you got people being racist, sexist, homophobic, ridiculously mean. Dead by Daylight, you got people saying they're gonna fight you in real life if you don't do this. I had a person call me a nigger over Dead by Daylight. Are you serious? Like, what? And the only thing I saw with For Honor was someone being toxic to me, technically, because of the fact that I alleged them, maybe spammed them, whatever, but not toxic in a way where it's super bad. And I've had a toxic experience before. I'll show the clip. I hope it's not gonna get taken down.
He is not distracted because there is right now a deer sucking off another deer.
Lost too. You have no one to talk.
No one to talk. Dude, you got a baby dick in your mouth, bro.
It doesn't fucking matter. You have the same thing. You lost too. That's not even what happened. You're over here complaining.
Wait, we both had baby dicks in our mouth?
Whoa, whoa. So why are you worried about somebody's dick in their mouth? Why are you worried about somebody's dick in their mouth?
Dude, look, don't put me on the petty list.
No one's putting on the petty list, but you're saying we're all dog water. When you lost too, you're part of the team too, so does that make you dog water?
I didn't say you're dog water. I say you're fucking trash can water.
That's the same fucking thing. It doesn't change it anyway. It doesn't change it. It doesn't change it. What's the difference?
It still changes it.
It doesn't change it. Bad.
No,
that proves that you're bad. You lost. You bad. Guess you did. All you do is light spam as Conqueror. You're not good. You're saying I'm dog water. You're ass. I fucked you up each time. You're bad. You're literally bad. It doesn't matter. I beat you up. It doesn't fucking matter. And all you talk about is dicks all the time.
Peter Pan and a hand sandwich.
That makes no sense. You sound so old that you can only think of boom stuff. What are you talking about? You're bad. Okay, pussy boy, they lost. And you lost to me. And I'm asking your own words. So what does that make you? You can't fucking talk. You sound drunk. Are you good? Do you need a hospital? Mr. David Chappelle had ass nigga, it doesn't fucking change it. You're dumb.
I know how to get to your house. Chill out, bro.
You can't. And I wish you would.
I would pull
And also,
up.
you're over here on For Honor at late at night over here trying to say something. You're not saying anything.
You're on ego, bro, dude.
You do. You have an
my
ego saying that, oh, we're all
said
trash, but you
they
lost
were-
too, and you lost
my
twice.
homies-
And you
look,
lost to me,
my-
and you're saying that
for
I'm
one,
bad.
it
And you're a
was
higher level than
Topaz
me.
that
You're
said
rep
it,
6
you
and you're playing
stupid
Kyochin.
fuck.
I'm not
My
stupid.
boy.
You're ass. You're bad.
You're ass, kid.
No,
You're
I'm not
ass.
Cap. I beat you twice.
Yes, you are. No, you're ass,
No,
bro. You don't even
no,
know
I'm
you're
not ass. I beat you
Joel is
multiple
the
different
not
times in this
Topaz.
match. You're bad.
Right, bro. Like I'm trying to say, bro. He's so
It doesn't
stupid. I love
fucking matter.
him.
You guys lost. And you guys are calling me bad. And I beat you. I'm not
Bro,
talking
I
to the
will
other
kiss
person
you
here.
in
I'm
the
talking to
mouth.
him. So
I will kiss you in the mouth.
okay, good for you, pedophile. Good for you. Doesn't change it. What are you trying to do? Got the nerve to go and be talking.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the
Eat my fucking dick and balls and ass.
Oh no, because of the fact that last time I recorded this clip, it was too bad for YouTube. And to go more elaborately, because I'm not trying to waste time, the last video involving toxic people that I showed out, YouTube took it down. I don't understand why. I don't know if it's because I was making fun of them. It was too much. It was just too inappropriate. I hope the video game took it down and this doesn't get deserted from my entire video. But I'll show you an example of this toxic moment so you guys get a better grasp of what I'm trying to make clear to y'all. Because that defines toxic. I've had a person get salty at me, and there's only 2 situations where you could say it shows the barrelment of badness of For Honor. Someone getting salty over some little stuff, and it's in a matter of someone just talking shit and being out of pocket for a different case. You get what I'm saying? But with Overwatch, there's moments where it's ridiculously ridiculous, and Dead by Daylight where you have people being entitled. And Call of Duty is just a swarm of people that don't have no manners. A bunch of neckbeards is being toxic. The statement that some people wouldn't survive early Call of Duty ages, they're not capping. They are not capping. They being full dead ass. They're not capping at all with how that's like. Because people will get bodied on Call of Duty and take their rage out on their entire team. I've never seen someone get so mad they break their own fucking Xbox or PS4 to that extent. I've never seen it. It's very childish. But with For Honor, I feel like it's more civil. Yeah, you'll have the salty person here and there. Yeah, you'll have the person that talks shit, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna happen. But it's a fighting game. It's gonna happen. It's the way it is. That goes for every fighting game from Street Fighter all the way to Killer Instinct. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, that's dumb. That is a dumb statement. If you think For Honor is toxic, okay. I would like to understand your reason in the comments. Or can you show me any valuable and cool evidence? Because you don't need to prove nothing to me. I would just really like to understand. Because I feel like when people say that, that's very dumb. And this is in defense of For Honor. Yeah, For Honor has some salty moments. Does that make it a bad game? No. I account many different times, but there's a big toxic community, and it doesn't define the community as bad, but that's a big problem. And Overwatch has had that ever since release, and it hasn't been fixed, and I expect it to. That's not the developer's fault. That's the people's fault. That's the people who play Overwatch's fault to take this game like it's their religion. That's the problem. That is the problem of that. For Honor, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my opinion. Maybe y'all don't agree. We'll see. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really change nothing. It don't change how the feel of things are. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys understand that. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next point, even after this tangent. But just understand, in conclusion, that I feel like when people say that, they don't have a good understanding for the feel of the game, what makes it is. Now, I do know that different things, I look myself up. Like I said, I educated myself. There's a case where people talk about toxicity at a time when For Honor was actually a barrel mess of toxicity. I looked that up, and some people actually have shown that, made their own videos about that. Some of them say things that come from it. But at the same time, I'm just saying overall, I don't think that's the overarching case of it. But you could call out all different cases of toxic videos involving Overwatch. The main statement account of the line, we always say people that are just spewing toxicity just to be mad. You got people who complain for the dumbest reasons. It is ridiculous how many times people do that stuff, and it's just not good. It's unneeded, it's childish, it is a video game, and people take it so seriously like it is their life, and that's the mainline problem with it. That's the mainline problem that puts things bad in the form for how people want to do things, and what makes it right for people to do that stuff is because they're entitled to it. But again, to move on, just want to make that full statement plain, clear, and simple. Next point I'm going to go to is the last 2 points. I got 4 more points with this. The last point is how the direction of For Honor is going. A full understanding for things. I think it's going good. I don't think this game is bad. I think things evolving this game is good. I think there's a lot of bigger pros, but a good slim of cons that come with this game, and what makes it cool in its own form. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think that the things that come with this game and what makes it good is very interesting and debatably, how should I say this, heavily misunderstood at its bigger qualm instead of moments. Because there's a lot of things I feel like people don't have apparent full understanding in general about. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's right here. Here you go. No.
What's the computer?
What do you mean? That's my mom in the background, guys. Here you go.
Video should only be like 12 minutes.
Well, I'm making a review. Anyway, back to what I was saying, guys. That's how I feel overall within the direction. Pretty much it. On these 4 more points. That's really it. I don't really have anything else to say. There's going to be shorter than I expected. It might be a little bit extensive within the editing point that I make it be and for how it's going to be. But also at the same time, I just want you guys to know that I don't want to counteract anybody who has this opinion in the field with how the game is like. I have a few more ideas of For Honor, so I'm not going to stop playing it. If you guys ever want to see me play it, that's fine. I made a lot of videos on For Honor. We're getting to 40 videos now. And I would like to go and take a break, you know. I love y'all. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, Army. Love y'all.